The accurate classification and naming of birds and other organisms can vary because the natural world isn't all that clear-cut. The lines between one species and another can be blurred. Scientific methods and criteria we choose to apply when naming different birds can change over time. Hence, expert opinions on where to classify an organism or bird can vary from one bird to another. Scientifically, birds are classified into around 30 or more different scientific groups. These are called orders. The scientific classification has been based upon anatomical features and, more recently, genetic analysis. Scientific naming is considered more accurate than using common names, but both are used. Expert references vary in how they group birds into orders, though. Hence, you may encounter differences in the number of orders from one expert to another. Birds are also frequently grouped according to the places they live, how they behave, or some other characteristic. Some such groupings embrace several scientific orders. Common non-scientific groupings can vary. Some of the more important common types of birds are the flightless birds, songbirds, birds of prey, poultry, water birds, seabirds, and parrots. Other groupings used include migratory birds, game birds, filter feeders, ground-dwelling birds, diving birds, raptors, pelagic birds, and perching birds. Using these common names can be confusing though, unless you appreciate the fact that a bird species can fall into several different categories. A water bird, for instance, may also be a migratory bird. Flightless birds generally fall into 6 different taxonomic orders. Birds from these orders include ostriches, the rhea, emu, cassowary, kiwi, tinamous, and the penguins. One way of differentiating between different flightless birds is to look at their feet. Most birds have 4 toes, but some flightless birds have less. Ostriches only have 2 toes. Rheas, emus, and cassowaries have 3 toes. Kiwis have 4 toes. The penguins and tinamous have 3 toes facing forwards and 1 smaller hind toe which faces backwards. Songbirds are from the order Passeriformes. This order includes more species than any other bird order. Passeriformes all have well-developed voice boxes, and that allows a good bird song. They're all small to medium-sized land birds, and they have 3 forward-facing toes and 1 hind toe. Songbirds also have a perching habit. Examples of songbirds include the starling, swallow, thrush, bird of paradise, finch, crow, chickadee, robin, jay, mockingbird, leafbird, wren, shrike, sparrow, pipit, and magpies and warblers. Birds of prey come from two different taxonomic or scientific orders. The falconiforms include eagles, hawks, and vultures. The other order is the strigiforms, which includes the owls. Poultry are birds that come from two different orders. The anseriforms includes the ducks, geese, swans, and screamers. The other order of poultry are the galliforms, which include pheasants, grouse, turkeys, guinea fowl, and chickens. Waterbird is a general term used to refer to birds normally living around fresh water. There can be an overlap, though, with other groups. Penguins sometimes might be called waterbirds, but more commonly they're called flightless birds. Birds that live around marine environments may sometimes be called waterbirds, but generally they're called seabirds. There are 5 orders which include birds that predominantly live around fresh water. It's usually the birds from those 5 orders that we refer to as water birds. Birds in the order Gruiformes include cranes, bustards, button quail, plains wanderer, and mud hen rails. Birds in the order Ciconiformes include herons, storks, spoonbills, and ibis. The 3 remaining orders of water birds include flamingos, grebes, loons, and divers. Seabirds come from a further 3 different orders. The Procaleriformes include the albatross. The Chiladriformes include the seagulls. The Pelicaniformes include the pelicans and the cormorants. Birds from these 3 seabird orders predominantly come from marine environments, but that doesn't mean you might not see them sometimes in freshwater environments. Parrots are in an order of their own called the Psittaciformes. Parrots are generally colourful, medium-sized birds with a powerful hooked bill. Parrots have 2 forward toes and 2 hind toes, which makes it very easy for them to perch. Doves and pigeons come from the order Columbiformes. Characteristically, they have a small head, small bill, and webbed feet. The order Caprilomalagiformes includes the frogmouths, oilbirds, nighthawks, whippoorwills, and nightjars. These birds are mostly nocturnal or appear at dawn and dusk. They're camouflaged in colourings and they have a wide mouth edged with bristly feathers. The apodiforms include the hummingbirds, swifts, and tree swifts. These are generally very small to small birds. In fact, they can include the smallest of all birds. The apodiforms are agile flyers and they have pointed wingtips. Another characteristic is an ability to suck food using a tubular beak and tongue. The coliforms include mousebirds and collies. These are small birds with short wings and short legs. They have long pointed tails. They have a solid hooked bill. Beaks can be used for climbing. And their 4 toes can all be directed forwards. The order Trogoniformes include the trogonos and plumed birds. These are medium-sized birds. They have small, weak feet and legs. They have short bills and a long, squarish tail. Commonly, these are tropical forest birds with coloured feathers. The Caraciformes order include bee-eaters, rollers, kingfishers, kookaburras, hornbills and toadies. Birds from the Caraciformes order are small to medium birds. They're carnivores. They're land birds with largish bills, 2 front toes joined partially or fully, and they're often brightly coloured, but not always. The Piciformes include woodpeckers, puffbirds, barbets, and toucans. This order, Piciformes, includes medium to largish birds with 4 toes, 2 forward and 2 hind. Commonly they're forest dwellers, and they have pointed tail feathers. Generally they have a long pointed beak, and they can have a protusible tongue.